Hello and welcome to Raceverse coverage of the American Sim Racing Club Super Late Model Free-to-Lay Super Late Model Series from Irwindale Speedway in California, where we're getting ready to go qualifying. Top of the list is Josh Kozik, one of the newcomers to the league, with a time of 17.5. I think it was a 5.94, what was on the top of the charts. They're getting ready to go qualifying just right now. Let's watch. And that was top of the poll here for practice. Slow start. We're checking out, maybe just trying to check out, see if the temperature drops there on the track. Highway around this particular track. It has progressive banking. This is a half-mile oval. It is 12, 9, and 6 degrees, respectively, in the corner. Back in, gets a little squirrely on him. Taking that high, right? At the 12 degree of banking up top. Down to the yellow line through the turns there. And gives him an 18.301. Guys that are out there finding them. About a minute 15 left in qualifying session. Here's Eric Hahn. Whoa, gets a little loose coming off of 4 there. Puts in a decent lap of an 18.595. Jackson Lewis, who was P2 in practice. Not taking a time yet. All right, so I believe that wraps up qualifying as we are getting ready for the first of 2 races. Guys lined up here. There we go. So we have Eric Hahn, John Sanu, Brett Edwards, Nick Fleur, Cox, David Payton, Chuck Darling, Seth Harrelson, Brett Hahn, Josh Cottle, and are your 11 in this heat race. This is an 8-lap heat race. Yellow laps do not count. So we'll be setting the field for tonight's feature, which is 150 laps. Eric Hahn will be leading the field to green next time by. truck will drop off. There's like an inner oval here. That's where the pit road is. Facility does use it for racing. It's not that old. It's opened in the 90s. I believe it's still open now. Not much is going on there. A better farther angle here. Watch the start here. Here we come. Pace truck is in. Fields under the command of Eric Hahn, determined. He is down on the power and away, leading them into turn one with John Sanu right behind. They are working on that high line right off the bat. Sanu is currently on the 12 degree of banking. Hahn is in the 9 degree of banking. Here comes Nick Fleury trying to follow him through. On the low side is Brett Edwards and the number 45. Well, he's in the number painted 52, but he's in the number 45 according to timing and scoring. He's now in the center lane looking for a way around. Hahn gets high a little there into turn two, almost touches fenders with John Sanu. Sanu manages to keep it off the fenders and manages to pull out to a little bit of a lead as we now have 6 laps to go in this first of 2 heat races. Watch this battle for third here as a battle on the outside here. Brett Edwards. Eric Hahn does get the position. Edwards with a little bit of the chrome bumper on Hahn. Not enough to loosen him up. Here comes David Payton. Wow, look who is trying that low line down there. That's Brett Hahn. Also, Richard Pruitt was also Andrew Coxford trying that low line. Oh, and here comes Josh Cottle. Championship challengers. Monkey see, monkey do. That's what they do. Hey, that's working for the other guy. I'm going to give that a shot. 2 laps to go. Let's get back up to your leader, John Sanu. Not quite set sail away from a pursuing Nick Fleury. White flag in the air. The first of 2 8-lap heat races. This one's gone by pretty quick here on a half-mile oval. Guys have done a real good job of keeping it off each other and bringing this one home. Green all the way. Your Heat 1 winner. Going to be John Sanu, Nick Fleury, David Payton brings it home third. There we see Skip Gandy in the outside pole position with his new Tagaray sponsorship. We thank them again. Theo Loritz is your pole sitter for the second of 2 8-lap heat races. As they move away under the pace truck. It's Leo Loritz, Skip Gandy, Jamie Beasley, Mike Witt, Tim Rogers, Eric Papanow, Ryan Smith, Andrew Payne, Josh Kozik, Jackson Lewis, and John DeMeester are your 11 in this particular race. There is no shotgun driver this week. Last week's winner is not with us. He has a normal league, a regular league that he's in, and they had an off week last week. Decided to jump on over and join the guys here at the ASRC and put a win together. So kind of got some outside ringers making their way into the record books here, and that's just kind of the reputation that ASRC has, is people want to come here to race. Going green this time by Leo Loritz, teammate of John Sanu at Luke Transport Delivery. John Papanow in another hot livery again this week. or Eric Papanow, excuse me. Green flag and the, whoa, Beasley getting squirrely, brings it around. Okay, underway. We are not going yellow. We are going yellow. Happened there. I think just kind of little tire spin under his own. Oh, a little bit of help. Tire spin, but a little help, but it's okay. Tim Rogers. Okay. I don't think there's really anything to blame there. Let's see a little bit of tire spin coming up to speed. Back to live TV here as Beasley comes to the backside of the field here. Rogers goes to the back. I'm not quite sure if that's a penalty or voluntarily. Is sporting some damage on the hood of that Pilot Travel Center 21. Back up to your leader, it's Leo Loritz. We are going to go green this time by. Andrew Payne is in the pit road. Not sure why. He's going to go for those tires now. Down and away. Lights are still on the pace truck. Now they're out. One to go here at Irwindale Speedway. Half-mile progressively banked oval. We're going back to side-by-side restart here, 2x2. Double file. Truck is off, and it's under the command of Leo Loritz as they are wheeled down the green. Oh! Andy and Loritz get real close on the restart there. Back underway. Loritz gets a jump. Following him through is Mike Witt. Oh, and Loritz is around. Oh, no. And it brings half the field with him. Oh. Oh, and Andrew Payne just stopped for new tires. Oh, wow. Beasley also. He must feel like he has a target on him right now. Let's see what happens there. It looked like Witt might have gotten the back of somebody to kind of start that off a little bit. We have not only completed one lap here of this particular heat race. Back a little bit. Angle here. Here we go. Take a look at Mike Witt there. Oh, well, might get maybe a little bit of help all the way around. It's just got a little congested there at the, all right up in that 9 and 12 degree banking right there in turn 1. Only so many cars can fit there. Looks like a little bit of a chain reaction there involved that one, and we are under caution time. Skip Gandy with that new sponsorship is in the lead. His teammate is 2 cars behind him there in the number 10. That hot smoking red there. Arrow livery. 1 lap to green, going back to double file restart here. Still have 7 laps to go for this particular heat race. It's Gandy, Witt, Papanow, and Josh Kozik. Kozik was your fastest in practice. You know he has speed. Great jump by our leader, Skip Gandy, as he brings the field into turn 1 and 2. Right behind him is Papanow, his teammate, giving each other plenty of room, trying to get this heat race a couple laps under the belt and everybody into a rhythm. Behind Papanow is Mike Witt. And behind Mike Witt, we have a two-way battle between Josh Kozik and Ryan Smith. Oh, and Ryan Smith right up in the Kozik. Yellow flag. And that is unfortunate. I would imagine that Kozik is not happy about that one. Go back and take a look at that one real quick. Yeah, it just went right up onto him in the quarter panel there. Side check for his efforts. See if race control will move Ryan Smith back to that one or not. Still 5 laps to go in this second of 2 heat races. A lot more action in this one. Hopefully it's not indicative of the race that we'll see tonight. Remember, we like iRacing, not iPacing. Papanow teammates up there. Skip Gandy and Eric Papanow, 1 and 2. Mike Witt in P3. We'll show you the point situation and the remainder of the season schedule during the 5-minute warm-up period that we will be in following the second of 2 heat races. We'll also update you on some other programs that we're having on RaceVerse here. Just started the Formula Indy Series this week. So it looks like Ryan Smith did get to EOL. He has gone to the back. Now we have a bit of a different looking top 5 here. We have Gandy, Papanow, Witt, Jackson Lewis, I believe, in his first race in the series, and Tim Rogers. Tim Rogers, after that rough start, is now right back up in the thick of this thing. All he needs to do is make it 5 more laps. He goes back to the hauler and gets a new front end. Going green, 5 laps to go. It's Gandy, Papanow, Witt, Lewis, and Rogers in the 1, all up on the high side. Oh, Jackson Lewis getting the run on the inside of Witt, going way low to the flat portion of the racetrack. Is he going to be able to pull this one off? I think he will. He's got the room. He's going to slide up in front of Witt. He's got P3. Now he sets sail for the 2 teammates in 1 and 2. Goes right back down to the apron again. Got a good run coming off. He's going to be side by side at the start-finish line with Papanow. Can't quite pull off, and we are yellow once again. Might be Leo Lortz again. He started so well for him. There it is. Oh, okay. And he comes down on Kosick a little bit and spins around, going backwards down the front straight. A la Allenser Jr. AJ Foyt the 4th there a couple years ago in Indy qualifying. Spinning off 2, going down the backstretch. Doesn't touch the wall, but he's going down the backstretch backwards. So it looks like Kozik does get the EOL, so he is going to the rear again. Still has a little time left. That low line seems to be working, especially out 3 and 4. He might be able to make up some positions. Skip Gandy is still your leader. Followed by Jackson Lewis. Kozik entering pit road. Probably going to go for tires now. Angle on. Go. Yeah, going for those tires. He's working that throttle. He wants to go. And he's away. Once again, once this heat race is over, he will be able to get right back into a new car there, pretty much. His crew will be able to snap on the new body parts necessary virtually, of course. As it looked like nothing ever happened. On to green, we'll go up in the airship 1 here. Race first 1. Watch him go under green here. 3 laps to go on this second of 2 heat races. Nice little stutter step there by Gandy, but doesn't fool Lewis. Lewis is right with him. They're right in the 1 and 2. Gandy gets a little bit squirrely coming in 1. That's going to give Lewis a run. Lewis is going to take a look on the inside, now the outside, now the inside, back down to the apron again. He's going to have that shorter line. Will he be able to come out in front? He is just there, and he has the position, but Gandy does not give up. He is on the high line trying to get that momentum around. But it looks like Lewis has pulled that pass off. He is cleared. Now he's back down to the low side again. And there's like 4 lines going through turns 3 and 4. Definitely that super low line is the way to go, but it slows the car down quite a bit. But that is it. Your winner is Lewis. All right, we're in our 5-minute period here. The first of 2 heat races. Go ahead and take a look at the point. There you have it right there. Justin Hazlitt as your leader by a slim 2-point margin. And folks, he is not in tonight's starting lineup. This is going to open up the championship just a little bit more. As Brett Hahn is in tonight's lineup. Get the camera on. Time Opar. Andrew Payne is in third, 22 points out. He is in the lineup tonight. Tim Rogers, consistently there in the top 5 pretty much all season long, and minus 29. Josh Cottle with 2 victories this season, 32 out. Eric Papanow, man who's not had a pit stop the last 2 weeks. As far as I know, he's the only driver to be currently on that streak. He is in position 6 with 33 points behind. David Payton is 43 points behind. Jared Action Jackson is 45 points behind. And I do not think he's also in tonight's starting lineup as well. Nick Fleury, after missing 1 race to take the fam to Magic Kingdom, is in 9th place. Not credited with his 1 win there, but he does have a win this season. And Mike Witt, P10, minus 63. Hazlitt is not in tonight's race. Hahn is, Payne is, Rogers is, Cottle is, Papanow is, Payton is, Jackson is not, Fleury is, and Mike is, or Witt is, excuse me. So 8 of the 10 of your championship contenders of the top 10 are in tonight's race. We're going to shake it up a little. That we might see some new people at the bottom side of the top 10. We'll see. I don't know if we'll have that much movement though, but there is your top 10. About 2 minutes left in this 5-minute session. Here's a reminder of the schedule. We have entered the most wonderful month of the year when it comes to auto racing, the month of May. It is Cinco de Mayo. I hope everyone is having a happy Cinco de Mayo and happy May the 4th, of course, Star Wars fan. Of course, tonight we are at Irwindale Speedway for 150 laps. Next week we'll go to Southern National for also 150 laps. In fact, the next 4 events are 150 laps. Then we'll take a week off. We'll go to Norks Wilkesboro after that for another 150 laps. Then we go to Bristol on the high banks. No dirt, sorry folks. 150 laps. Then we'll head to a smaller venue at Langley for 175. And then, I got to confirm today, it is still on the schedule. It's still good to go. It's on the menu. It's hot. It's not coming off. Lime Rock Road Course, 35 laps. Now, that should be an interesting race because a lot of times these guys are been used to having, kind of 10, 15 laps in the caution, 20 laps in the caution type thing. There will be no cautions, only local cautions at Lime Rock, I believe. That'll be a 35-lapper, and then we'll wrap the season up at Nashville for a big 200-lapper at the fairgrounds. About 42 seconds left in. Left in this session. We will show you upcoming schedules for our Reddit IndyCar League Schaefer Cup IndyCar series. Our coverage of that, as well as the Formula Indy series, the Sunset Arctic Formula Indy series, and the Daredevil Brewery Reddit IndyCar series Turbo Cup coming up all later next month. Getting ready to line up. Your 5-minute session is over. Cottle is your leader, 17-9. One in the 17 bracket. No shotgun driver this week again, so this is straight up lineup according to how we finished in those heat races. John Sanu will be your pole setter for the first of tonight's race. We'll go through the starting grid right here. That is not right. Why it's doing. The starting grid will be Sanu, Lewis, Fleury, Gandy, Payton, Papanow, Hahn. That will be Brett Hahn. Then we have Mike Witt, then Eric Hahn, Rogers, Darling, Payne, Cottle, DeMeester, Edwards, Brian Smith, Seth Harrelson, Jamie Beasley, Richard Pruitt, Josh Kozik, Cox, and Leo Loritz will be bringing up the rear. So this field will be bookended by those Luke Transport all black liveries. They're 1 lap to green. First of 150 laps here at Irwindale Speedway. Dale, California. Jackson Lewis drops back a little bit in preparation of the green as we're going to turns 3 and 4, getting ready to get the show on the road here. Good big jump by John Sanu as he takes off. Green flag in the air. It's Sanu, Lewis, Fleury, Gandy, Payton into one. Oh, and Gandy is up in the wall a little bit. He recovers. I think he had his teammate there lay off him a little bit. Josh Cottle. Oh, we're up front and we are spinning. No. No. Jackson Lewis. Gandy around. Oh, gosh. Darling. Like Tim Rogers had a close call there. Try this again here. Get a little further back. Oh, yeah. Lewis gets that run, goes right to the grass. About 3 cars joining him there. Oh. 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 I think Sanu might have smacked the wall coming out of 4. Let's try that again, see what happens. Got a little too high. Maybe he got a little wheel spin and got loose. Tank slapper. And no, just got tight there. They both go around. And, Nick Fleury. We were just talking. Nick and I were last night talking about some of the bad luck he's had recently, mainly on the IndyCar side. But man, just in the wrong place at the wrong time again. We got to get that out of his system. Bring us back to live TV. Lewis and Darling have dropped to the rear, as well as Tim Rogers. Darling went to the new tires already, I believe. There's a little bit of damage on the left front of Sanu's car. How that impacts him here. Half-mile ovals do have a little bit more necessity for aero. Again, I want to thank everybody for watching. You are watching the American Sim Racing Club, presented by Luke Oil, and their Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series. We are here at Irwindale Speedway in Virtual Dale, California, where we just started tonight's feature. John Sanu in the lead, and we're getting ready to go green, starting lap 7. It's Sanu, Fleury, Hahn, actually Payton, Hahn, and Papanow. So we got both the Hahns here in the top 5 and 6. 3 wide of the 1. Brett is going to split the difference. Got a little tight there. Jet wisely backs out. Five cars going right down to the grass there in 3 and 4. Fleury is in the lead. Oh, no, synchronized spinning to the inside. We're going to go yellow. We're going to go yellow. Don't think so. There it is. Oh, that was just hard racing, and that really hurts Fleury and Sanu a lot, and that just puts the points. Looks like if all goes well, we'll be our points leader out of this event, but we still have a long ways to go. It puts Brett into a very good position now of inheriting the lead. Right behind him is Papanow, then Payton, Cottle, and Payne. So there's he still hasn't been able to drive away from anybody, and there's some big heavy hitters still there. John Sanu in the pits. Like he's going for those new tires, maybe doing some repair. – I think it's some extended repair there. Andrew Payne, currently purple lap holder to 18.286. Got Chuck Darling, also checking into the trying to get some more damage repaired there on the caution. Jack's going into that car. Of course, I believe he changed his tires first time he pit. Back up front. Still under caution. Lap 11, now lap 12. 150. Lights are still on the pace truck. Join us on Tuesdays. We'll be covering the Sunset Arctic Formula Indy Series. Next week, we will be going to Hockenheim Ring for 44 laps and 125 miles. Follow that by Road America, and then Memorial Day weekend on the Indianapolis Oval. Race 1 was won by Liam Quinn, who did a brilliant one-stopper in Indianapolis, while everyone else was on a two-stop strategy. The winner of the inaugural points-paying race there, the Sunset Arctic Formula Indy Series. Congrats to him. Join us on Tuesdays at roughly 9 o'clock Eastern. We will cover flag-to-flag coverage of that series. Back to green flag action at turn 4. Brett the Jet brings the field down to green and is under his command. Turn 1. Hey, look at Josh Cottle down there on the bottom. He's making it work, and a lot of other cars are starting to make it work as well. A lot of the rules of racetracks, they don't want you to run the apron. Apparently, the apron is fair game here, and these guys are definitely taking big advantage to it, making this track a lot shorter, especially through turns 3 and 4. While your leader, Brett Hahn, is probably racing at the top line where it is more along the lines of a half mile. Those guys using turns 3 and 4 are shaving quite a bit off their distance that they have to travel around this track. It is not the absolute speediest line, but it is the absolute shortest line around this place. Josh Kozik also down there, 3 wide as we go down the main straight. Eric, sorry, hangs on. Nick Fleury there. Going 3 wide. Still a little early to go 3 wide. After a while, going down that low with the tires is just going to wear the tires out. So I'd imagine that they only can make that low line work for so long. Jackson Lewis also using the bottom line there. Cox makes the pass on him on the outside between 1 and 2. Current purple lap holder now is Brett Hahn at 18.217. Let's get you some intervals. First 4 under second. Get into a bit of a rhythm here. We'll go through the field, see how everyone's doing. Again, just joined us. I'm Gary Gatto. This is Raceverse coverage of the American Sim Racing Club presented by Luke Oil and their Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series. We're current leader is Brett Hahn, who is P2 in the points championship. Josh Cottle looking at a low side, make his way around Eric Papanow. He was riding up there in that third groove for a while. Thought he might take a shot down there in the bottom groove. I'm not quite sure what the banking is, or what the apron is banked. Probably pretty close to zero. Kozik and Lewis back down there again. Brett's starting to pull away as he has a 1.5-second lead over Papanow. Again, Papanow has not stopped, has not made a green or any race regulation pit stop in over 2 events. And I'm going to guess the longer he stays up front here, and the longer this green flag run goes on, and how track position is a premium, he is it might be a 3rd straight for him. We'll see. Go through the field. We were just talking about him. There's Eric Papanow. Good looking livery. Every week comes to the track with a new look, great looking car. New one, great looking. Here is Josh Cottle, 2-time winner this season. P4 is Andrew Payne in that race first car. He's been a contender all season long. Racing gods may owe him one. We'll see. A bit further back is Seth Harrelson. It's 2 seconds back. And in the middle of a little cluster here, it's David Payton with Jackson Lewis looking on the bottom side, pulling the pass off just at the line, but not getting the bumper clear. Look at this one. There he goes. Jackson pulls it off. Witt to the inside. Payton might be taking care of those tires. Jackson Lewis making that bottom groove in 3 and 4 work. Mike Witt sticking to that higher groove. Kozik also making that bottom groove work for him. Brad Edwards getting into the back of Payton a little bit. Not enough to send him around. Definitely there to get his attention. Right behind him is Nick Fleury. Nick's like, please, please, no more action in front of me. Let's race, guys. Ryan Smith in the 31. Currently in P12. Drew Cox in the 63 in P13. Skip Gandy, bit of a rough race already. Hanging out in P14. Keeping her clearance clean and clear right now. Going down on the apron there, and 3 and 4 is Tim Rogers in that Pilot Travel Center. Number 21. Here's Richard Pruitt in the 24. Back in P17. Chuck Darling. P18. Said P17 there. Beasley is back in P18. Britt P19. Theo Loritz. They started off good, getting a little rough right now, just doing some recovery, making some laps, getting the rhythm back under his feet there. Back in the steering wheel, settling in. Long feature still to go, 150 laps. We just completed lap 37, coming to 38 of 150. Leo Loritz there in P20. John DeMeester, P21. John Sanu. Looks like he is the only car that's not a lead lap. He's in P. Coming back up to the front. Got a little bit of a battle here for P2. Let's take a look there. Idle is able to get the bumpers about even with Papanow, but he just cannot get into the gas as quickly as Papanow and Payne can. Payne taking a peek there out of 3 and 4. Idle back up to the top, probably letting those tires cool down a little bit. Payne decides he's going to go down to the apron there. Thought he had a bit of a run, not been able to quite pull it off. I think we're to the point where the tires just aren't going to be able to pull that move off right now. I think the way around right now is the defensive line around right now, unless you're slow down, hit the wall, get a little loose, is right where these guys are up in this high groove. Andy there, it looks like he's in a battle with Rogers. I want to get the move on here because Brett Hahn is coming. Hahn has the Meester, Sanu, and Lawrence right ahead of him. There you go. A little better from Race First One Airship. Again, thanks for everyone for joining us. We're in a very long green flag run. Probably one of the longest we've seen all season long. Great racing going on. Multiple lines. 3 and 4 is probably about 5 lines wide right now. If you're watching from home on YouTube, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel as the Meester lets Brett the Jet on by. Check out the battle for P2 there. You do enjoy it when you're active with us in chat, so if you'd like to leave any comments, questions, feel free. If you like what you see and you want to be a part of this, feel free to, that's weird. Feel free to search up the American Sim Racing Club on iRacing, and there you can apply to be a member of the league. We're about halfway through the season. Plenty of time left to get involved if you like. Lewis now is entering the picture here a little bit. And he took a pretty aggressive line around the Meester there. Payne decides it's time to break off and try that low line. It's not going to pull it off. Lewis is, Kosick is there. Lewis there. Down the ground level here. Yeah, I think we're at the point in the run of these tires where that low line is not going to be as fruitful as it was very early. See the rubber getting laid down. They're sure giving it a shot. Brett Hahn moving right along, coming to put a lap on John Sanu here, completing lap 54 of 150, starting lap 55. We have under 100 to go now. It's just starting to move pretty rapidly. Oh, there we go. These guys were, saw them in the corner of my eye, and they're getting a little racy. 3 wide now here, coming off of turn 3. That is Eric Hahn, Beasley, and Darling. And we also got Richard Pruitt showing up in that group as well. And Leo Loritz. And the leaders are coming down. These guys are probably want to get a move on, so we're going to start seeing some desperate times call for desperate measures here, as the leader is now coming up here on this group of about 5 cars, all fighting it out for 15th, 16th position. So the super low line looks like it's worn its way out. Not a lot of folks are using it, but the 6 degree of banking line seems to have checked in as a place where people are willing to give it a shot. Seeing more drivers down there. Most everyone is defensive up on the 12 degree banking up at the top. A little further, Tim Rogers is definitely giving that low side a shot there as he's trying to find a way around Drew Cox. Oh, Gandy. No, don't do it. Great car control, keeping it off Tim Rogers there. Nope. I don't want anybody here to be that guy that brings out the yellow on this nice long period. This is awesome. You guys are doing great. Check out the leader. Just coming to the backside here of Sanu. Actually, that's Loritz. He's got himself a decision to make, as I think Richard Pruitt. No, and there we go. Caution on the racetrack as Hahn and Pruitt get squirrely coming off of turn 2. And ooh, that was not close there. I mean, and Lewis. Lewis now is in the P2 position. And hey, look who is on pit road, folks. The streak is over. Papanow says, you know what? I'm going for those tires finally. It's too bad that you can't save them up after 3 races. it's like those old cell phone minutes. You use them or lose them, right? Well, that's what happens with these tires. So right now, Papanow is one of the few takers of this caution period to get on the pit road to put some... oh, here comes the rest. Starting with Brett Hahn. Here's Jackson Lewis in his first race in the series, I believe. Right behind him is Fleury. Behind Fleury, Skip Gandy. Wow, I think Lewis beat out Hahn. Awfully close, but I believe he pulled that one off. So what this is going to do, it's going to change the field up a little bit. Or they're going to slot in Papanow as well, because Papanow hit it before everyone else. I think he caught a good break where pit road just came open. I'm not sure we'll get slotted in there. some guys have opted not to pit. And that might not be the proper decision, but these guys have also seen how the last 3 weeks where not pitting has paid off with excellent track position. But then you get to the point where you're too late in the race to pit and you can't make up that track position, and they're almost at that level right now. Current purple lap holder still, let's get back into statistics here, is Brett Hahn with an 18.217. So that happened pretty early in the race. Most everyone went 66 laps on that stint, on that first set of tires. Josh Kozik is your leader. He has opted not to stop. Making up some track position. I'm willing to bet that he's probably hoping for a quick caution right here. I don't think he's going to run the next 80 laps on this set of tires as we're getting ready to go this time by. It's Kozik, Smith, Edwards, and Loritz. Top 4 have not pitted, so the first car that is pitted is in P5. We will be watching him. Oh, as Lewis almost gets in the back of Loritz, as we got a little bit of wheel spin there on the restart. Got some fresh rubber here. Guy's going to be wanting to make it go, and here we go. Lewis down to the bottom, right around Loritz. Going to make it around Edwards. Setting sail now for Ryan Smith. 3 wide a little bit, coming off of turn 2 on Edwards and Lewis. Down low into turns 3 and 4 on their apron. Brand new tires, making it stick. Lewis going to pull that one off. He is just about there on Smith and pulls it off. Bumper is clear. Hahn is also there, down to the bottom. And we are cautioned on the racetrack again. Leo Loritz, wow. Not his day right now. Let's see what happened. Oh, he gets loose. And Cottle goes right into him. Oh, that's wow. That's unfortunate. We're back under caution. Kozik is a leader. I'm thinking if I was Kozik now, maybe I would take the opportunity to pit. But he's not willing to give up that track position as we now are 75 of 150. So we are rapidly closing in on the end of this race, and we are at the halfway point, and there he goes. Yeah, and Smith and Edwards as well. So all of your top 10 are going to be making their pit stops all within a few laps of one another. So that should make the tire situation fairly fair. There's a way of saying that. Up all at the top of the standings here. Jackson Lewis has now inherited the lead. While we are under caution, make sure we're not getting ready to go back to green here on this lap by. Okay. Here is the Schaefer IndyCar Series, the Reddit IndyCar League. Summer 2021 schedule that will be here on Raceverse, starting on Wednesdays. Their first 4 races of the season starting June 2nd, 126 laps at my Homestead, Miami, 35 laps at Road America, followed by a trip to Pocono, and then the Roval Challenge at Daytona. IndyCars get to race a portion of the big oval. That is the Schaefer IndyCar Series, Reddit IndyCar League. And you'll have flag-to-flag action here from Raceverse on Wednesdays, actually. Getting ready to go green. Field is under the command of the pace truck at the moment. As soon as it pulls off, it will be under the command of Jackson Lewis. It is Lewis, Hahn, Payne, Fleury, Cottle, Witt, Cox, Rogers, Payton, Beasley, and Papanow making up your top 10 and 11 there. Skip, Gandy, P12, Harrelson, Darling, Pruitt, DeMeester, Lawrence, Kozak, Smith, Edwards, Hahn, and Sanu is your field rundown. Going green in the 1, we have Lewis, Hahn, Payne, Fleury, and Cottle. Tim Rogers aggressively going to the bottom. Like, you know, I got no time like the present. Let's make up some spots here. These tires aren't going to be any fresher than they are right now for a lot of these guys. Whoa. Litton Cox got a little close there. Back up to your leader. They with 2 completely different lines going through 3 and 4. 2 different schools of thought here. One saving his tires. One is looking to pull a lead here. Brett gets a run off of 2. Pulls alongside, just gets a bumper before Lewis makes the dive down in the 3 and 4 on the apron. Lewis pulls back out, has a good lead, but Hahn with the momentum advantage closes back in here between turns 1 and 2. Jackson Lewis with a new purple lap, 18.032. 18.032. Get you some ideas of some speeds here. That's 93.039 miles per hour. He's so far the only car in that 93 bracket. Field's starting to get strung out a little bit. Let's take a look at intervals between positions. Starting to get pretty uniform here as we're getting ready to come up to lap 88 of 150. Leo Loritz is next in line in front of our leaders here. They are rapidly closing in on him. He is the last car in the lead lap. John Sanu is the only car showing a lap down, currently 2 laps down. 3 laps down, actually. Back to our leader here as they run down E21. Jackson's gone down to the apron still here. Brett is biding his time up there in the 3rd lane, 12 degrees. A trip around the field here once our leaders make our way around here. Loritz. Again, as a reminder, you are joining Race First coverage of the American Sim Race. So, Loritz realized that the leader was there and gives him a little extra room. Hello! American Sim Racing Sim Racing Club's presented by Luke Oil and their Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series. And we got some good action going on here that's got me tongue-tied as the leaders have made their way around P21 and now setting sail to P20 as their next in line to be lapped. That would be Eric Hahn. Now I wonder if Eric's going to make it not so easy for Jackson, but maybe, and we are under caution again here. Fred Edwards? Yeah, and maybe a little help from Ryan Smith. Although Edwards might have scrubbed some speed off more than Smith was anticipating there. Saw some sparks come from the wall. Back underway. See how the race control on that. We'll probably be going green with about 100 to, or about 50 to go. Also, later this summer, starting June 3rd, the Reddit IndyCar League presents the Daredevil Brewery Turbo Series PM18 League. Starting June 3rd, that will be Wednesday. Myself, I will be covering flag-to-flag coverage of this series. And they will also start at Homestead along with the big Indy cars. Pretty much follow the IndyCar series wherever they go. They will also be racing on the same track. So the first four of the series, the Homestead, Road America, Dover, and then they will be going to Watkins Glen and running the configuration there. That is the Reddit IndyCar League and the Daredevil Brewery Pro Series. And that will be Wednesdays on Raceverse, or excuse me, Thursdays on Raceverse. Wednesdays will be the Reddit IndyCar League Schaefer Cup, now the PM18 League. That'll be Wednesdays, and then Tuesdays on Raceverse, Sunset Arctic Indy Series. So IndyCar action, open wheel action in the middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday here on Raceverse, all of them about 9 p.m. Eastern. Tune in, check us out. If IndyCar racing is a thing, we are your home. Back up front. Lining up, getting a little bit of a lag issue here from Jackson Lewis, a little blinking. That, I always said, can be a little concerning. It's all in front of you. I've seen cases where that car pops away and then you kind of occupy that space where the car just was, and the car then pops back in on top of you. Yeah. Like a transporter accident. Big space there. Beasley, not sure why he had a big space there. Giving a little extra room. Sure, the guys behind him were like, hey, well, we're back under green. Jackson Lewis. Looking to be second new winner in consecutive weeks here. Right to the bottom there. Look at that rubber getting worn in there. And a lot of cars are using that low groove. Hey, feel free to interact with us in chat. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe the YouTube channel here for Raceverse. Check us out on Twitter and also on Facebook. Now, Richard Pruitt might be under, he was in pit road, might be underpowered right now. is quickly getting into the clutches of the leader. They are now 3 seconds behind and rapidly closing by about 3/10 a lap, actually. Here's Nick Fleury. Check it in. P6. Worked his way back up. Here's Drew Cox also. He's worked his way into the top 10. Eric Papanow finally says enough. I need to have a break. Makes pit stop, gets some fresh rubber for the first time in 3 races. Probably feels like Superman right about now. He is currently in P8. David Payton, P9. Mike Witt, P10. A little bit of battle going on here with Chuck Darling and Seth Harrelson side by side in the mid-pack. Harrelson going to the apron. These guys are making an easy night for me tonight. Not so many cautions. Of course, we still have 40 laps to go. I'll be able to watch, go back and watch wrestling here at a decent hour. Thanks, guys. Big match tonight in AEW. Big old cage match. And yes, I know it's not real. Still a big fight back here in the mid-pack. Andy Harrelson, Darling Edwards. All right there. Probably at your closest action on the racetrack at the moment. Here comes Smith and Beasley as well. So we're going to start queuing up here. I don't know if anyone necessarily is holding one person up. I think the tires are going off, though. Harrelson trying to make that low line work. Can't quite get as low as before. He's definitely getting down there. And the tires again wearing off. We got a car in the wall. That looks like Beasley. Off the pace. Back under power. Yellow averted. Let's go back up front. Jackson Lewis is starting to put some distance on himself and Brett the Jet. Now, Brett has moved down to the 6-degree portion of the banking, trying to maybe get a little bit more aggressive in his pursuit. That's in turns 3 and 4. I don't know. There's still plenty of time. Cautions can still play a big role in this. The guys that have participated in this league so far on a regular basis, Hahn, Payne, Hoddle, and Rogers, Fleury, Papanow, Cox, and even Payton and Witt, they are all up at that top group, not letting it go. I think they're trying to save their time. Oh, here comes Brett. He's actually gone down to the bottom. Maybe he's going to give it a shot. I was thinking those guys back there, we're just going to say, okay, we're going to click off here some more laps, and when we get within 20 or so to go, we're going to go for it. Meanwhile, we'll preserve our tires up here in the top 12 degree of banking, but no, I'm not sure. I don't know if Hahn made much of a... I don't think Hahn made much of a gain in that particular lap. Caution, caution, caution. Oh, and it's David Payton. That's a big one. Oh! 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 Oh, wow. That I think we just got loose. What? Let's listen to this engine here when he's racing. Oh, um, I don't. That might have been some type of equipment failure on his end, possibly um, VR wheel something. I just didn't. I was expecting to hear the revs go up as the wheel spin send his car to the inside, but I believe that might have been some type of sim racing rig equipment failure where VR gives out. This is the wheel connectivity, any number of things. I've had it happen to me before, and that is most unfortunate. I was expecting to hear the RPMs pick up as he got loose off of corner number 4 and it just spun to the inside, and that is not the case. It also explains probably why the quick reset um, to make sure that he got off the track. So unfortunately, that is most unfortunate for David Payton, who was running well within the top 15 and up in the top 5, excuse me, top 10 for much of the night, and he is among your points leaders. Let's take a look at the points. Let's get back to live TV here. But let's take a look at the point situation. Again, Justin Hazlitt's not here tonight. Brett Hahn is in P2. We're getting ready to go green, so he's just going to cruise around. Can recover pretty well. Andrew Payne also going to cruise around. Tim Rogers. Again, some of these guys are in a pretty good position to make some gains. All they need to do is just finish the race. We're coming to 25 to go, and time is running out, and so are these restart opportunities. Start seeing them get more and more aggressive coming to this green flag. Field is under the command of Jackson Lewis in that number 7, and he takes off, and he gets a big lead off the start there. It's Lewis, Hahn, Payne, Cottle, Rogers, Fleury, Cox, Papineau, Gandy, and Witt into 1. I tell you what, Tim Rogers is wasting no time. He has automatically moved down the P. He very quickly moved to P5. Automatically went down to that bottom groove just like everyone else is, and he is making it work at the moment as he is now trying to stalk the race first car of Andrew Payne. Cottle gets the position on Payne, though. Cottle's now in P2. You see what happens when Cottle just hangs around. He's going to normally make a full send of it here towards the end. Nick Fleury, P6. Eric Papineau, P7. Could this be the new Action Jackson? You're back under yellow. Let's see what happened. Skip Gandy, maybe? No? Oh, okay. That was Chuck Darling. Oh, and Beasley gets in it a little as well. Take another look at that real quick. I think did he get some help? Just a wee bit. We'll see what Race Control says about that one. That's a wee bit of help. Back to live coverage here. Now 20 to go, coming to 21, or excuse me, 19 to go as they cross the start-finish line. And David Pate still on pit road. Extended stop there. Eric Hahn, I believe, is lucky dog and is getting the save around. Slotted into the proper position. Now that was strange. I'm thinking that might have been an equipment failure there. Let's see if I have any notes from race control. Edward getting sent to well on that one or not. We'll watch in here. Racing Electronic number 52, although he's number 45 in timing and scoring. Guys slowly making their way around these caution laps, realizing that these laps now are growing precious. Getting ready to go green. We've reached the witching hour. Here we go. Green flag. Little wheel spin from Jackson Lewis. That is actually going to open the door for Brett. Brett is going to take the on the outside. Full sends in the one, and he is side by side. Hasn't quite been able to pull that pass off. Cannot get the bumper clear. Side by side going into turns 3 and 4. Looks like Lewis is going to back down to the bottom and is going to have that faster line around. So that attack is going to be delayed for now, but Brett goes to the inside. He crosses over on Lewis, goes to the inside and turns 1 and 2. Has the position now, almost gets a little bit of bumper tap there, not quite. Turns 3 and 4, Lewis again back down to the bottom. Cottle is following, so is Tim Rogers. The actions speak for itself a little bit here. As the new action, Jackson Lewis is the leader, followed by Hahn, Cottle, Payne, Fleury, Rogers, Papinel, Cox, Harrelson. Gandy is your top 10. Gandy definitely had a great recovery after having been spun around like a top multiple times earlier in this race. Yeah, that mid-pack from 6th to 10th, just constantly flipping. Constantly flipping. That's how close it is. But Jackson continues to pull away. On closes in and turns 1 and 2. It is definitely jet time for Brett. Needs to turn him on if he wants this win. He's going to have a solid points day. Might be a point in time where he decides, you know, a P2, a good points day is probably a better part of Valor. But it's still a little early to say that. We're coming to 10 to go. He wants that W. That's the Indiana way of saying W. Now, look at all the rubber they've laid down there on that apron. They've definitely worked that one in. 10 to go. Jackson just continues to pull away. 18.032, his fast lap. Hahn last time by, actually his fast lap was 18.085, but he went 18.560, and that still wasn't fast enough to track down Lewis. Lewis was still a 10th faster. I think Lewis is putting down a exclamation point here with 8 laps to go. Unless there's a green-white checker or something to shorten this race up a little bit, give Hahn another chance at a restart. This might be it might be, as they like to say, no, Parker Lewis can't lose. Well, Jackson Lewis apparently can't lose, so we'll see. Maybe I just jinxed him. I don't know. I don't want to do that. They're getting really, really chippy there for P2 as they are bumper to bumper to bumper. I just dated myself by talking about Parker Lewis can't lose. If anyone remembers that show, you know, it's basically the Fox version. Watching this action here, actually. Get away from pop culture, actually. Do I think Indy cars could race this track at iRacing? Ooh, I think it'll be a lot like probably the line at Lucas Oil Raceway. I think everybody will be riding the high line. It'll be tough to pass. Just clicking off the laps here. Has a 1.5-second lead. Cruising away. 3 to go. 2 actually now. White flag in the air. Yellow happens this lap. This race is official. Lewis through 1 and 2. Taking that midline. Off of 2, down the backstretch, just off the wall. And 4. Not quite as aggressively down to that yellow line, but he gets down there, and he pulls it off. The win at Irwindale. And that is a great race. We saw some excellent green flag racing tonight. Jackson Lewis finishes not only first, but also with the fastest lap with an 18:03. Let's not want to starting grid. We're talking about here. We want to do the results. Grid part never works. Not hiding. There we go. Results. There we go. Jackson Lewis, your winner. Fred Hahn, Josh Cottle make up your podium. Your top 5s, Andrew Payne and Nick Fleury. Your top 10 is Eric Papanow, Tim Rogers, Drew Cox, Skip Gandy. Great recovery from him. Mike Witt is your top 10. Your top 15 is Ryan Smith, Seth Harrelson, Brett Edwards, Leo Loritz. Good recovery on his part as well. Chuck Darling in 15th. Your top 20 is Eric Hahn, Richard Pruitt, John DeMeester, John Sanu, Jamie Beasley, and your top 22 is David Payton, who looks like might have had an equipment failure. We'll have to double check on that one. Oddly, takes a weird off there and ended his day quite early. And then Josh Kosick also was among the fastest in practice, had to end his day early as well. Let's get into radio booth. Find some podium guys. Starting with Josh Cottle.
User was moved to your channel.
Josh Cottle, another race, another podium. How about it?
I'm very excited about that. This track is unbelievably hard. Hard to pass. I'm phenomenal with the podium finish tonight.
How long was that bottom group for going to last with fresh tires before it finally just wasn't good to run down there anymore?
Well, I thought it'd only last like 10 or 20 laps, but Jackson just blew my mind only running that line. Hats off to him. I couldn't do it. I was so tight. No way.
Well, by virtue of the points leader not showing up tonight, unfortunately, it is going to probably put you in a position to possibly move up in the points. Um, your outlook on moving up into the points a little bit more, closer to the top, and your outlook on next week's event.
Uh, Next week goes Southern National, and that's in one of my favorite tracks. So I'm just gonna keep on trying to get these podium finishes or wins and try to get in the points. I mean, I'm happy with P5 in points, especially missing a race. I mean, that's pretty good.
Well, it's definitely a model of consistency. So congrats to you. While we got you here, any shout outs, anybody you want to say hi to?
Shout out to y'all for doing the broadcast, of course, and shout out to the league and the league sponsors. Tanner for running the league perfectly. I mean, he does a really good job. Rocket iRace Raps for doing all my stuff, my raps, and Total Lynch Academy and HCM.
All right. Well, congrats on the podium. It's just, like I said, Mr. Consistency here as of late. Also pays off when it gets into the congrats, and we will see you next week at Southern National.
Thank you, man.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right. Let's bring the jet in.
User was moved to your channel.
Brett, you brought the jet in P2. Not too bad, and it looks like you are back in the points lead.
Oh man, Gary, I'll tell you what, I give Jackson a lot of props. He was making that inside work and roll, and man, I blew off my right front. I was struggling to hold Josh back in there at the end because I was giving her all she had, and I saw him right on my butt. I said, "Oh man, hopefully I can at least hang on to P2 for that finish, Gary."
Um, I was just kind of speculating the race because he was always running down there, and I was just like, well, you're up in the high groove, which is the smarter groove to run when it comes to conserving your tires as well as defending the position behind you. Um, is what in-car adjustments can you make in these particular cars that allow you to run that low line all the time? I mean, he was just maybe I'll just ask him myself, but I mean, what in your mind was allowing him to run that low line over and over and over and still pull away? Because I was talking with Josh just before you, and he's like, I thought it would be good for 10, maybe 20 laps, but dude down there made it work every single lap. What's speculation on your part?
Yeah, Gary, I thought the same thing. I thought the inside would be probably good to 10 to 15 laps on new tires and then everyone would come to the top. But my speculation is probably little to no break and just lifting early and just floating it in because that's where the magic was to making it work. I tried it a couple times and I think I was even overdriving. I would hit the brakes and push up. So then I would have to you can adjust the brake bias in this thing. So when you press the brakes, you can have the rears activate a little bit more to help get it to rotate. And I did that. It seemed to help, but then it would hurt me in 1 and 2. So I think he was just being super on top of the rhythm and just hitting his marks every single lap, which was super impressive. I tried the low line a couple times and I could not recreate what he was doing. It was really fun to watch. I tell you that. I give him a lot of props.
Your outlook for next week at Southern National?
Pretty good. Southern's another for sure tough track. Pretty close quarters, a lot of banking, and not a lot of room. Got to make some late moves. So hopefully we can do what we did here, uh, gain a couple of good positions in the heat race, and then get a little bit lucky, of course, and hopefully be out towards the front and ahead of all the madness.
Sounds like a plan. Actually, sounds like a solid strat, to be honest. So, before we let you go, anybody you'd like to shout out to while we got you here?
Yep, of course, Gary. For sure, you for doing the broadcast, all the competitors out here, uh, everyone at ASRC, all the admins, Tanner for doing this whole thing. Of course, the league sponsor of Luke Oil, and then the Frito-Lay sponsor for the super late models. Got to thank QuickTime on the car, and got to thank the teammates, my dad out here, and then all the Brett the Jet fans out there watching tonight. Hopefully, they enjoyed this one.
Well, another week and another interview with Brett the Jet. As he was saying, the more times he's here, probably the higher he is in points. So it pays off. So congrats once again. We'll see you next week.
All right, for sure, Gary. Yep, try and be nice and consistent, and everyone take care. Have a good night.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, let's see if we can find Jackson Lewis here. There he is.
User was moved to your channel.
It's the new Axon Jackson. I don't want to. Well, actually, I don't want to give away someone's nickname already, but definitely earned it tonight with a win. Man, Mr. Lowline in 3 and 4. Tell us about everything and how'd you make that work all race long?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of the line that I learned throughout official racing and all of that, and just running this track throughout the couple years lately. That line has really developed, and kind of learned it, especially during the week that we ran these here in the official series. And I don't know, it just really works out real well. You're able to get a good run. It's just real tough when you're in a pack like that. I was really happy to see those long runs and be able to pick people off one by one, because it's just tough to get stuck and lose a lot of momentum just being side by side with a lot of those guys. But made a pretty good run after getting that early contact, and then just made my way up on through as much as I could.
Is this is your first? Is my understanding? I don't remember seeing you before. This is your first week in the league?
Yeah, this is my first night out.
Man, talk about a statement there too. Will we be seeing you possibly next week at Southern National?
Oh yeah, you'll be seeing me for the rest of the season. These guys seem to be a really good group of guys. I've been looking for a super league lately, anyways. So really excited for the rest of the season here, and really excited for the following season. Hope to run for some point stuff and possibly make a run for something.
I don't know, man. If you continue to run them all like you did tonight, points add up pretty quick, and you'll might probably make your way into the top 10. But that's awesome that you'll be joining us for the rest of the season. And it's a great effort on your part. No one else, I was talking to the guys on the podium, no one else could make that bottom work. Only you could, so you apparently had the secret recipe for tonight. While we got you here, anybody you'd like to shout out to and say hello to while we got you on the air?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank all you guys. Tanner for inviting me. I got a private message bringing me out here. You for broadcasting, and just everyone that puts this stuff on. The boys in PTB, my Pay the Bills crew, for just keeping me company throughout the race.
All right, well, there you have it. Tonight's winner, Jackson Lewis. Not only did he win the race, he had the best, fastest lap all night, so he gets the double. I think he might have led the most laps, so I think he got the triple. Everything but the Grand Slam, and that's often hard to come by in racing. So, but still, getting the triple is pretty darn good. So, congrats. Hope to see you back next week, and you have yourself a great week, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
Well, that is it. We have now a new, looks like we have a new points challenger. Once he gets a couple more weeks under his belt, he will be right up into this thing. Let's look at the point situation just one more time. We'll just on top of the current existing graphic. With Justin not making tonight, Brett's probably your new leader. Andrew Payne is probably going to be in P2. Tim Rogers might be in P3. We'll see. Josh Cottle probably makes his way up to P4 for sure with that podium finish. So we'll see how this shakes out. But everyone that we've seen, Jared Jackson, who the original Action Jackson, he'll still own the name, but I don't know if he likes me letting that one out. But apologies. The guy won the race. I mean, made that turn work all race long. I mean, how impressive is that? Nick Fleury is there at the top 10. Mike Witt was there at the end of the night. The big loser out of this, unfortunately, is Dave Payton. I'm thinking had an equipment failure and ended up dropping well out of the top 20 and ended up finishing the race in the pits, which is. But remember, Brett Hahn had one of those situations just a couple weeks ago, and he was able to recover, and he is probably going to inherit the point. So if this ever happens, you just kind of show you, stick to it, and eventually, if you're a good racer, the cream always tends to make its way to the top. So that was going to cover the action tonight for the Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series here in the American Sim Racing Club by Luke Oil series, Super Late Model Series by Frito-Lay. And that is the action from Irwindale Speedway. We are going to next week Southern National for another 150 laps there. So we always sound like the guys in the podium like to or have a good opinion of that place anyway. So it should be a little bit, hopefully, more of the same. Some great racing tonight, some long green flag runs. We'll take a week off and then go to North Wilkesboro. And then we'll be wrapping up the final quarter of the season. So again, thank you for watching. This is Race First coverage of the American Sim Racing Club presented by Luke Oil and their Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series, where tonight's winner was Jackson Lewis, followed by Brett Hahn and Josh Cottle. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe Race First on YouTube, and find us, follow us also on Twitter, and find us and like us on Facebook as well. Other than that, you guys have a great week. We will catch you next week from Southern National. Good night.